We're here. Let's go.
You got your mic plugged in. Hello, everyone.
Mate,
welcome to the Ought to Know Better podcast's Berardi and Coke, the post-match analysis pod from me and James. We'll be right back with you shortly after this.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Hello, James.
Hello, James.
How are you?
Two Jameses don't make a right.
Feeling a little bit better and more positive from Thursday.
On account of the fact I've spent most of the day in the Peacock with Big Lou, I'm feeling all right, to be fair.
Well, people have it worse in life, you know.
They do, mate. They do.
He's all right. He's our Lou.
People are Norwich fans.
What a fucking day. Fuck Norwich fans. Oh, mate. Describe how you're feeling, because I'm absolutely on cloud.
Oh, mate.
Do
you know what?
What a game.
Today, like, I don't even know what to fucking say, but it were basically like, you watch football and it's everything, and it's the highest highs and the lowest lows and everything in between, and we had all of that today in one game. Do you know what I mean? I was ready to fucking bawl my eyes out at full time. I was that relieved, you know. My mate, I brought a lad with me because my other mate who comes normally had COVID, so he couldn't come. He didn't want to kill old bloke next to us. So I got another lad to come, and he hadn't been for a couple of years since before first lockdown. And somebody just grabbed him from behind and gouged his fucking eye when we scored second goal.
Yeah, really?
He's got a big cut here. He nearly fucking lost his eyesight for it, but he still loved it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about, man. That is what it's about. And honestly,
you should always come away from goals, or like watching your team score goals with some kind of injury, shouldn't you?
There's got to be an injury, Smarty, otherwise it's not proper.
That's it, exactly. Good evening, everyone else who's joining us in the comments. We got some fucking bald-headed shitbag joining us. My bad. Mark Edison, are you happy and less suicidal today, Smarty? Absolutely. Yes, definitely.
Jesus.
Michael Brown, hi guys. Dallas performance at left back showed up fair for our left back should perform in that position. Steady, solid, busting a gut for the team up and down the touchline and keeping that defensive shape. Absolutely, mate. Another positive.
There's a comment that I'm wondering about here. It's the next one.
Oh yeah.
What does he mean? What have I done, Mark?
It's probably asking to your blue steel selfies that you ping out every fucking.
Hey, listen. You know, it were a big game today. I were ready for it. We had to be there. We had to be all in, and I were all in. I'm always fucking all in when it's Leeds. Look, I've even trimmed fucking beard and everything. Didn't look like a fluffy bastard.
I can tell you've had a few beers. With your filthy potty mouth.
Fucking raspberry vodka and lemonade here. I'm fucking on one, mate. I'm not stopping till midnight.
I'm gonna have a flash of bloody censorship banner at the bottom of it. So yeah, fantastic match against 12 men again. How do you reckon?
Of course.
How do you reckon the ref performed in that one? I thought he did all right in the first 15 minutes, and then it just went to absolute rat shit and just gave them absolutely everything.
You can't see this, but I'm tapping my laptop here. I'm tapping. Well, why did they go to VAR to try and give us a red card, but they didn't even look at that penalty shout?
I don't think they looked at the penalty for the red. What red card? Sorry, which one are you on about?
There was a sliding tackle just over the halfway line on the far side near the west stand.
Oh yeah.
And they looked at it to see if it should be a red card, but like the penalty shout, nobody looked. And I'm not going to lie, like I've just got in. I've spent most of the day in fucking Peacock, as you can probably tell, but I've not seen it since. So from where we were at, it looked.
I think it's down. Like, I think it's down to how the referee reacts to the challenge or the scenario. Like if.
But it's meant to be a clear and obvious error, Smarty.
Because he blew up for a free kick. the VAR can take a look at it. It's like they can't overturn cards if a referee's say it was a red card and the referee played on. VAR can't get involved. They can't do anything about it.
No, I get that, but it's meant to be clear and obvious errors. And if he's missed the penalty,
VAR shit. Luckily, it bailed us out of it today when the fucking asshole dived to try and get a penalty. Luckily for us, because
have you seen this arsehole here? He can go home, that fucker. You didn't show up, Luke. I don't want to hear it.
He does live in Cambridge, to be fair.
I don't want excuses, Smarty.
But anyway, a cracking performance. Like I said, the referee were absolutely dog shit. We've got a Gilly. We've got a Gilly joining us.
It's like Pokemon. A Gilly appeared.
We'll bring him in. We might as well bring him in. All right, pal.
Now then,
he don't like being kept on sidelines. So
he's got a beard. He must be happy. Fucking hell. Crowd were up for it. Players were up for it, and everyone. It was just awesome from first whistle. I thought Bamford massively improved our shape. Rodrigo had a cracking game as well. But before we get into that, Gilly, give us your thoughts, mate.
It was an emotional one, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Just while I was jumping on there, I just heard a couple of things that you said, and just at full time, so it was one of those where the amount of relief. So I mean, you looked at the massive contrast between Thursday night and the way that everybody felt about it, and you guys in the pod chat know how I felt about it, and I thought we were toast. I thought we were done.
Yeah.
And you contrast that with full time, and not even just full time, but just after they'd equalised. The most delicious thing though was their chance.
That one that
you're not singing anymore.
Which one? Oh,
not
going down with the
not
Norwich.
Chance. Yeah, the chants, the chanting that they were doing.
Yeah.
You're not singing anymore, and then you're going down with the Norwich, and everyone over the end halfway through, you're not singing anymore, and Scott again.
It was funny that you're going down with Norwich, and suddenly, like, as soon as they came to life, they died again, didn't they? It was just like a minute, and then it was gone again.
It was amazing. I mean,
man.
But that's why we love football. The lows and the highs that came in such a short period of time. That's why we love it. That's what we're there for. To be in there. I mean, I lost about, I don't know, a couple of minutes. I don't really know what I was doing. I don't really know what was going on. Fistfuls of people on either side of me.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Throwing them around.
Handful of someone you don't even know.
It went fucking mad, man.
I mean, we usually get loads of people, just a tidal wave of people coming over us, man, in South Stand. It's absolutely just mental.
I fucking grabbed the guy next to me. I basically had him in a fucking sleeper hold at one point. I just had him, and that were it. I was like, ah! Lad were fucking choking, grabbing my arm. Yeah,
crazy. And for them to put that performance in, knowing that it were an absolute must-win as well. Credit to players and everything. They showed up when they needed to, and fucking hell, unreal.
And come on, lads. At the point when they equalised, who thought, oh, fucking hell, here we go. Because I did. I thought, we've missed 16 fucking chances, and now we've let them in, and that's that. And
what 91st minute they scored? Something like that.
I did have a think of you fucking bastards. All in chances we blazed over, and I think I was just there like
all them ones that hit the fucking bar. Bamford when he put it past the left post.
It's still a point. It's better than that. And then they went away and did that after them fucking six-fingered pricks were giving it big licks from stand.
Carrot crunching bastards.
Your sister is your mother.
So a couple of changes then today, mainly being Patrick Bamford. How do you think he fared?
I thought he did great. And you know what? And in answer to Luke's question there, do we think we're staying up? I do now, because today, that was the game for me. This will make or break for me. Like, we could not lose this. Like, we were done if we lost this. And, there's still a way to go. But we beat them. Bamford started. And honestly, I kept thinking to myself, a couple of seasons ago, if you'd said to us, we would be desperate for Patrick Bamford, we'd have probably laughed at people, do you know what I mean? Because at that point, it was still to prove himself to us. But the way we play, is so markedly
A
different
couple
with
of
him, and it
seasons
was
ago,
shown today.
We didn't realise how pinnacly, how important.
We didn't know. We didn't. But
for
Bielsa,
our shape.
with his vision, he knew what was going to happen. He just knew because he's got that vision and he sees something in a player. And today, when he started, and I thought, well, it might only be good for half a game, but I would rather start with him and have a chance of him scoring than bring him on try to chase a game.
It was the right decision, because if we'd have conceded first that game, in my opinion, I don't think we win that game. I think his confidence gets shot.
It would have been so toxic, but you see players. Yeah, it would, and you see players firing balls over, and when you said on Berardi and Coke the other night, Smarty, like you've got Dan James up there, he's not a leaping salmon and all that. You can't keep firing balls, over top for him. But Bamford will challenge for a ball, whether he's going to get it or not. He'll go up and he'll challenge, and he will make a nuisance of himself. And defenders don't like that. And he puts himself about. And we saw that today.
But like I say, he's a tall lad. He can get ball down, and he's really, really good with his head, and he can play it ball from his head into other players' feet. He can bring the ball down literally from the sky with his feet. He's got long.
That's right. And him just being there makes a massive difference, and we saw it today.
Huge difference. Comment from AJ Law. You notice the difference with Bamford. The players use him as a target, and he G's up the squad.
Exactly that.
There's a bit of competition up front now. Who would you have? I don't even think that's a question. It's got to be Bamford if he's fit.
I don't think there is any competition. I think he's solidified 100%. His place today. If anything else,
you can't possibly even contemplate putting Dan James or Rodrigo back up there and have Bamford on bench. No chance. Even if you are only getting half.
Goffey scored.
He did.
Absolutely. But,
and I will say this as well. Like, I criticise the subs because to me it looked like we were playing for a 1-0 at that point, and to me that was the wrong move. But he obviously brought Joffrey on at the right time.
Yeah,
and he did the
business.
It's
not just the aerial presence and everything. It's his general play. He's cracking player at holding up the ball, at feeding other players off him, and bringing the team along with him.
Are you talking about Bamford now? Yeah,
yeah. We've missed him so much. I mean, Joffrey's he's quality. He's an unreal player, but he's not Bamford. He's got a little bit to go before he's at that sort of level.
That's just fair.
In terms of that though, it's not just Bamford's play. It's how everybody else plays along with that. They know what he's about. They know what he can do. They know what he's going to do. More importantly, they've got that. Whereas Joffrey coming in, he's still learning that, and of course he is. He's not had enough minutes to know that, but they intrinsically know what Bamford's going to do. They'll know the runs he's going to make. They know that if they put it in the channel, he'll run it down. And we just look. All of a sudden, we look so much more dangerous with him on pitch.
Yeah,
I agree.
Comment from Michael Brown. Bamford limping off at the end. At half time. I hope he's not injured. Not had any updates on Bamford, but he's not got 90 minutes in him yet. I did see something from Jesse March saying that he took him off because he was absolutely knackered and he's not injured and it's nothing to worry about. Which I thought, fuck.
I won't be surprised.
He's confirmed that.
I won't be surprised. He could only play 20 minutes of a night. He's jumped to 45 tonight. He's not going to play a full game yet, is he? And at the end of the day, and there's I'm not going to get into the whole Bielsa Marsh debate and all that stuff, but we wouldn't be seeing Bamford yet at all if Bielsa was still manager.
Another one from. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong one. Victor Hart was still crying in the direct after the game, so he fucking should be. We're not talking about them.
2-footed.
You're all heart, you smarty.
Subs were all wrong. Marsh got very lucky. I disagree. And he's also come out and said that at 70 minutes he didn't see us scoring another goal and he wanted to protect the lead, which is something that we're not obviously used to. And then that prompted him to bring Gelhardt on when they went and scored the equaliser.
And that's the problem, Smarty. Playing for a 1-0 lead against Norwich.
This is not
against the worst team
league.
In the league.
You've got to understand that given our run of form, that's fine. That's your opinion. And that's fine. But given the run of form, allowing them to come on to us when we really want to be protecting that lead, I can't really blame him for doing that. I don't really rate Cock in that sort of midfield role, if I'm totally honest. I don't know if he went as like a back five or just having Cock
I think he sat him in front of the defence. I think what we need to remember is he's probably seen more of Koch in that defensive midfield role than he has anything else, because that's where he was playing in Germany. And while Marsh was in Germany, that's the role that Koch was playing. I think in terms of the changes, Rodrigo coming off impacted us because he played really well. He really did play well. He was my man of match today. But at the same time, what we did do is remove Click forward. So it's not like he just swapped an attacking player for a defensive player, because although Click, I thought, also played well, and he looks like he's relishing that slightly deeper role, he's perfectly capable of playing in that 8/10 sort of role, and he moved forward into it was kind of a 4-2-3-1 by that point, and he moved into that central pivot in front of Forshaw and Koch. So it wasn't as defensive as you might think when you're taking off Rodrigo, who was playing well and is an attacking player, and bringing on Koch, because part of the change was also to put Click further up the pitch.
I do maintain, though, that Rodrigo was starting to look like an expensive Tyler Roberts.
When?
For the last fucking 10 games.
Oh, fuck me. The thing is,
today he did fucking great.
Let's try and concentrate on this game rather than bringing all the other shit along with it. Because, it's in the past now. We've got to forget about it.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean? All of the players haven't fucking performed as well as we would expect them to. So, to bring that, I understand that. Rodrigo, for me, had one of the best games he's fucking had for Leeds. Quite a few players out there absolutely played.
And I agree with you, Smarty. I agree with you. He did.
The biggest frustration about that is that he's not been doing it while Bamford's been out.
That's it. And he's clearly got the ability and he's capable.
And it all comes together now.
And we need him.
Fucking brilliant. Happy days.
But the thing is, Smarty, I didn't get the thing about I know people want to protect the lead. It was vital. We couldn't lose the game. But to me, when you're banging down the door like that, we were almost guaranteed to score another goal if we continue in the same vein.
Mark says, I was too busy
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Deleting Jay off my Twitter, so I did not see the build-up for the win. I wasn't just at the start of the move. Jay's self is getting absolutely fucking everywhere. Even as his blue steel.
All right.
Yeah. How do you think the style of play, his style of pressing went today?
Don't ask me. My opinion's not valid.
Okay,
I think we've still some getting used to do to see that change. I think there were some people around me. I mean, to be fair, the guy that we're getting antsy about this were also constantly moaning about us just hoofing it because he was scared about having it at the back. We haven't regressed to that. We really aren't. Me and Carl spoke about this after Leicester game, I think it was, and we haven't regressed to that, and it's madness to think that we have. But I think it's fairly obvious that when we're watching what you do, when it goes out to their fullbacks, that's the point at which we attack them to try and win the ball back. Their centre backs can have it as much as they want, and do you know what? And so if we consider when we played against the Scum,
sorry, I'm just laughing because of this. Sorry, just so people know why I'm fucking laughing. Cheers, Mark.
If we considered when we played against the Scum, when we played against Liverpool, and the damage that a centre back stepping out with the ball does to us when did to us when we were on that one man on man, just covering it up 1-on-1. That spare man was the centre back. They were stepping out and they were walking through central midfield. I think what he's done is he's seen that. And actually, their centre-backs, no, we're just going to stand off you. You come forward and we'll come and press you. And the centre-back invariably just passes it to the other centre-back or back to the keeper. That's the pattern we're seeing. It goes to the full-back and there's two people immediately move. That transition of sit back, all right, it's gone to the full-back. One person goes and presses the full-back. The other one goes and presses the nearest centre-back to that full-back. And you can see the movement and you can see the shape. And we're all of a sudden... we're looking a lot more solid.
We're in a hell of a lot more balls.
Exactly. And I think hopefully that will make us a lot more difficult to beat, because actually that was the bit that, we were getting frustrated throwing stuff at Telly and what have you, because it was just so easy for him to just walk through central midfield and the centre-backs just stepping out with ball unchallenged.
You'll
We
do
couldn't
all
have
for a
that.
reason to buy a new telly, you Gilly. I need an 8K TV. I have to do something about this.
Oh gosh.
Honestly, I didn't think Ayling did very good today, and that were upsetting because I was so pleased to see him back at centre back, as I think most people were. But I didn't think he had a good game, and that was disappointing because I was so pleased to see him. I expected more. Back at right back. Sorry, and I just didn't think he had a great game. But I thought that Rafinha put in a good effort today. And he did a few nice little moves, and that little back heel pass that he did on edge of box, stuff like that. He looked like his old self again a bit today. And that one when we got the and that one when we got the goal, and he ended up sort of out wide. Everyone were like, "Oh fucking hell, it's gone now. We've lost it." But he delayed his pass. He delayed it, and he looked for the man, and he cut it back to a man instead of just that fucking blind hitting up. What we talked about after Villa game, Smarty.
It's the smallest man on pitch.
Yeah, exactly what you said, Smarty, about just fucking hitting open or cutting it back to somebody, and we cut it back, and it went to a man, and we scored a fucking goal. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that hard, is it? It's not that hard. You
can't knock Ayling's efforts and stuff though. Like, I mean, his passing was a bit wayward today, and I've been slating passing throughout the team for quite a while now, but it was 100 times better today.
I thought Ayling played quite well.
Yeah, I did. I think he did all right overall. I think there were a couple of moments when he passed the ball a bit. He gave it away easily or whatever in decent moments. But apart from that, I think, I can't really knock any single player, really. I mean, I thought they were all fucking great.
Maybe in arbitrary fashion he played all right, but I hold him to a high standard because he's shown us that. Do you know what I mean? So that's a good game from him.
That's fair. I think the level of performance he had today was better than what we see out of him at centre back. Yeah, he's all right at filling in at centre back, but that's all he's doing. He's not
as a filler, not as someone who a direct replacement for Struijk or Cooper or Llorente.
I did think Dallas struggled again today. Now he were up against Sargent, who's not a bad player, and he struggled with him a fair bit. But at the same time. But at the same time, we're really, really being picky there. I don't think he had a bad game, but there were a few times that that Sargent had him.
He's in background and he's licking fucking camera, so we may as well bring him on.
He is a window licker, though, isn't he? So here he is. Fucking hell, how are you doing, pal?
Well, then, give us a famous 5 minutes. Give us a breakdown of what you thought.
Jesus Christ!
I just thought I'd try and let you lads get a word in edgeways from Jay today because I haven't heard him fucking stop talking.
Smarty had 40 minutes of going on last BNC, so it's my turn today.
Yeah. No, look, I think we're just going to enjoy it, haven't we? It was a fucking absolute roller coaster, wasn't it? Right throughout, we should have buried the game within 30 minutes, shouldn't we?
Oh God,
we had enough chances.
We should have been 3 up by that point.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying, Jay. We should have buried it by that point, and we should have literally then. I mean, we should have done. We should have. The hairy cornflake.
Don't know what that is.
That's the best name I've ever fucking heard.
Hairy cornflake.
All right, that's
what I'm changing you in my fucking phone book as.
So yeah, look, it was one of them games that it was a Leeds United type performance. We were never going to make it easy. It got to half time. You just thought, you know what, if it carries on like this till 60 minutes, it's going to be even more tense. It's going to be a lot tougher to get a result here today. And exactly that happened. And luckily for us, Mike Dean and the referee, was it Atwell? Mike Dean and Atwell.
Yeah, it was Atwell.
Actually came to our fucking aid, and we had a stroke of luck for once. We're not used to getting that.
That won't have been on purpose. They'll have had no choice.
And I think VAR did, but Atwell didn't. Atwell gave it.
Well, he still had to go to the screen, didn't he, for the penalty? And he still had to reverse. Still had to be big enough and man enough to reverse a decision. And luckily for us, I mean, how many times have we seen Luke Ayling put that sort of challenge in and give away a penalty?
Oh yeah, I know. I thought it was a penalty because I
thought it was a pen.
Everybody did, and to come back from that and just to actually reverse a penalty shout and then and then for them to score in the 91st minute and us to score. Honestly, my house, there was stuff getting thrown around. My next door neighbours, my next door neighbours, man. I'm sure they probably rung 111 and tried getting the non-emergency
This
police
lad
out.
next door needs committing.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was an absolute, as I said, roller coaster of emotions, but absolutely buzzing, and it's something to build on. Look, does it mean we're going to go away to Wolves on Friday and win? Probably not. Are we expected to? Probably not. What we need to be is sensible and realistic in our expectations for the rest of the season. And if we do that, and we kept behind the squad, as we've shown today, that 12th man can make all the difference. And I'm confident quietly that we'll have enough within that squad with players coming back after the international break as well.
I'd like to use.
Look, it's by no means like.
Go on.
Oh, great. Listen, mate, I'm here to fucking talk. It's by no means certain that because we've won this game that we're going to win any others, but the players can now take heart and believe we can win a fucking game. We can concede a goal. We can still fucking pull it off.
That's part of the problem, isn't it? When anybody who's played sport at any level has played in a team like that's shit, and it's hard to get out of a losing mentality. Whether you get promoted to a league that's too good for your level of team, or your team's just naturally shit and you're losing a lot of games, it is really hard to get out of that losing mentality. And to win a game can almost be a changing point. And both Norwich and us had lost six in a row each, I think, before today, And one of us, I mean, we did our best not to fucking win it. To be fair, we could have been 1-1. So yeah, look, we've just got to really enjoy it. We're on the crest of a wave today. That might not be the case Friday after the game, but what we've got to do, we've got to pick our battles and see where we're going to pick up points towards the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll be still in the Premier League football next year.
Losing becomes a habit just as much as winning does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. But we've got to use this momentum now. Little momentum, obviously, but we've got to try and use it and take that into Wolves. And like I say, there's no reason, given how we played in first half an hour or whatever. I mean, there was attacking flair. They were composed. There seemed to be a plan. They all knew what they were doing. I mean, it's a massive, complete, contrast to what we experienced on Thursday. And in 3 days, we've got Wolves at home. We've got Wolves away, and then we've got the international break. So hopefully in that sort of time, it can have, it'll spend a lot more time with the squad. I don't think we'll have that many people going out. Obviously, Phillips won't be going anywhere. Bamford certainly won't. I'm thinking about any other internationals we'll lose.
Raff's going, isn't he?
Is Cock playing for Germany or?
Hey?
Is Cock playing for Germany or anything?
I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
Rodrigo will be going to Spain, will he? There's a good chance he'll have the majority of the squad to be able to, do a lot more training with.
Yeah. What about Dan James? Have Wales got a game?
Couldn't tell you.
I ain't got a fucking clue.
I tell you what. I mentioned it at our time, but I'll mention it again. Dan James and Rodrigo and Rafinha, absolute different levels today, man. Behind a good strike, behind a striker, I suppose. Yeah. And it told, didn't it, how confident they were to have Patrick Bamford playing in front of them. They just had so much more space. They attack with conviction and we looked threatening every time. Yeah, we didn't finish. Patrick Bamford had his chances, and we didn't get the goals that we probably should have done by half time.
That one that he should have played back to James. Fucking hell.
Wales play Austria on the 24th.
They do. So yeah, Dan James is likely to lose him for a couple of weeks.
From him today.
A week or whatever. Yeah, but
it's like a Duracell fucking bunny.
He led the line well, didn't he? And he literally thrown himself about, and he's got a bit of bite about him as well, which I like. He
has. He's become a bit more of an arsehole.
And even Rodrigo was a bit like that today as well.
Yeah, I thought Jackie was as well. He got into a little bit just after he'd come on, and I like it.
He got some needle,
Max Aarons.
We need that edge. Yeah, we need that edge.
Yeah, rough and tumble.
They thought clear he came on and gave us around them fuckers. We're not having that. No chance. That's that son of a bitch that Jesse wanted.
Son of a bitch. I think we need to throw some kudos to Forshaw and Click as well. I thought they were great today. Well, it shows that obviously, Click's song we're getting sung, which is first time I've heard it for absolutely this season, definitely. I thought he were great as well. They were all getting stuck in, and for sure he were playing the game a little bit today. I don't know if you noticed it. He were throwing him. I mean, he wasn't throwing himself on the floor, but he were going down a little bit easy to kind of break up their attacks as well, which were nice to see. Not nice to see, but it's nice to see that we can, when we're under a little bit of pressure, we can slow it down, just like other teams do to us. I mean, how many times have they thrown himself on fucking floor today?
Well, we've got that to look forward to Friday, haven't we? We Wolves.
Yeah, but I mean, they look like they were time wasting from the off today, and they still look like they were time wasting when they were 1 down, which were weird.
What really pissed me off is that Leeds got told off for time wasting. That really got up my nose.
Fucking hell, I know.
Yeah.
Tim Krul, though, did you see when he run over to Nate? It was Nate Cheesewedge, and he went for ball, and somebody got over at Barry and started giving him all that, and he fucking sort of laughed and waved at him. That was quite funny, that, to be fair.
I fucking hate Krul. He's such a fucking arsehole.
He were at the ref all day.
Typical Premier League arsewipe. All of them, especially that prick in the ref's ear all the fucking time. It's like when they were
not even a good Premier League keeper.
All Norwich players were following him, and like, what the fucking? I mean, that's obviously Dan James got a bit of stick there because he went and stopped voting a little bit, and then they had a bit of a.
But did you see how much he complained after that goal? And they were on halfway line kicking off, and it's like, come on, let's get the fucking game going again. And he's fucking stood there remonstrating with officials.
Dean Smith got carded, didn't he? Then.
No, it wasn't.
It was someone else.
No, it wasn't Smith.
Luke said it was.
It
was not.
Yeah, it was one of their. I think it was their. I think it might have been their goalkeeping coach or fitness coach or something. But I know you three were at the game. But from what you saw, was there anybody from Norwich who you thought sort of moved things about for them and directed play and that, or who was a biggest threat? I mean, I don't like him, but I mean, I wouldn't mind having that Max Aarons if we stay up and they go down as a right back.
He's all right, but I didn't see anyone that I thought stood out personally.
I thought Sargent played well against Dallas. I was just saying that just as you were joining. I thought Dallas struggled a bit against him in first half. I was surprised when they took him off.
He's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and he moves the ball well. He's got decent feet, so he looked pretty good.
I like Pookie, me. Timo Pookie. I think he's a good little player, me.
He's like an uglier version of me, though, isn't he?
He hasn't fucking scored for ages, has he?
It don't matter. It don't matter, does it? I mean, Patrick Bamford didn't score a million goals in that second season of being in fucking Championship, but he's still a great player.
He's not finished. He's only 28.
He's still... he'll be plastic compared to Jay, but maybe getting buried soon.
Hey, I never said he was finished.
28, he's done, he's over ill.
Fucking it's not Mad Adam fucking writing off Stuart Dallas and fucking Luke Ayling now. Do you know what I mean? Don't start with me. I didn't fucking say out.
Calm down, you.
Don't start with me.
20p in this bell end here. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
somebody's gave him a couple of baby shams.
You can't say out after overnight. You were fucking on one, you, and I let you rant. So you do the same for me.
You don't need to rant though. We won. It's a happy you don't need to start kicking off.
I'm just saying. I let you go. I didn't rein you in. I just fucking left.
Yeah, but we got beat.
I don't care. I still get to say my fucking piece, you set of twats.
Man of the matches, then who's you? I've obviously got mine. Who are you?
This fucking show, man.
Well, take somebody control.
I'm trying to, but I can't
keep him on a bloody lead.
Fuck! I can't get a pissing word in edgeways here.
Don't let Jay on. Let Jay on in future.
Players, then. If you had to pick a man at match, we'll go there. Who are you going? Jay, we'll start with you, and then we'll mute you afterwards.
Forever, permanently.
Why does it be like this?
Go on. Sorry, I'm muting Luke soon as well.
I'm off. I only joined to give you. I only joined John to give you a breath.
Getting muted.
What's the problem? I can't fucking speak.
I can't speak.
Right, Gilly, we'll go to you then.
You bottleless get.
You get fucking bent, you. So all I'm gonna say is,
Gilly, let's have your
I'll go Rodrigo. I thought that he had it about him. He would at it. He was at it right from start. Right from word go, he was at it. And you could tell that he was pumped and he was up for it. He put himself about, showed good touches, he dropped deep and played well when he did so. I tend not to like him dropping too deep, and he does it a little bit too much for my liking. But he really influenced the game today, and I thought he played really well. Jay,
we'll go back to you now, mate. Now you've calmed down.
Are you sure? Am I allowed to talk?
I've unmuted you.
Okay, all right. It's nice here. I'm going to agree with Gilly, unfortunately, as much as I hate her. So yeah, I'll give it to Rodrigo as well. More because I don't think anybody else that played well was on the pitch long enough to be man of the match. So like, there's a couple of people that could potentially rival him, like Bamford did well and stuff. But yeah, I think on balance, Rodrigo probably gets it.
Yeah, Luke.
I'm not obviously going to pick up on the massive error Jay just made there, but yeah, there was there was a lot of players there. Just that you said there was nobody on the pitch long enough who played well to rival Rodrigo. Well, I thought probably any one of the players, nobody really had a bad game today, and I think that was testament to how well we played and how we sort of moved from attack to defense. From defense through to attack, and I think the most pivotal player in that transition for us today was Mateusz Klich, and for that reason, I think he'd be my man of the match if I had to pick one today.
Yeah. I can see that. I can appreciate that.
It's tough to call. It's tough to call. I mean, I'd give it between probably, if it were made between James Klich and Rod, but with the reports of him coming off because he were knackered, is that a telling sign of how the fitness is starting to play at Leeds? I mean, are we starting to see a slightly unfitter squad? Will he be keeping up to this? I mean, obviously we'll be doing murder ball and all that sort of stuff, but is it a sign of things to come with a squad sort of fitness coming down in levels?
I don't think we'd see that just yet. I don't think that I don't think within a week or so we probably wouldn't see that. No. I just think that he's not at the fitness levels of Forshaw or Klich, and he's not a central midfielder naturally. He's obviously the wrong side of 30 as well now, and he's never been asked to be that physical fit.
I wonder if he's made his last will and testament. What do you reckon? Fucking.
Is that age?
Is that age now, mate? He'll be getting buried in a few months.
But yeah, I think that's the only reason. I think that's the reason why he's a lot more tired, and in the style of football that we've played both under Bielsa and expected now under Jesse Marsh, I think the expectation is that they need to be ultra fit, and he clearly is fit, but he's not used to that position. And he should be now, having been here playing it under Bielsa. But I just think that even if he's a yard or two behind, because he's a bit slower, it really shows with him. If he's blowing a bit, so yeah, I think that's the reason he was taken off. And as Matt rightly said earlier as well, he mentioned that the changes weren't actually that defensive, because the way that it wasn't a case of bringing a centre attacking midfielder off in Rodrigo and then replacing him with Koch as a central defensive midfielder. They did move Klich up, so the formation stayed exactly the same. So it wasn't any less attacking, and it wasn't a case of, certainly I don't think holding on for the draw. I just think it was a case of fitness.
I think that regarding substitutions and that sort of stuff, I think it did affect the game slightly when they took.
I do.
And when Rod went off and Koch came on, it kind of took the sting out of everything. But like you say, I mean, given what we've been watching for the last few weeks and all that sort of stuff, you can't really take fucking any sort of negatives away from that. You can't.
I think that there's something to be said for sort of pressure, expectation, and stress. Versus fitness. I think that's affecting players as much as fitness is. Don't think fitness, like Luke said, I don't think that's an issue, to be honest. I just don't. Like, these lads have been doing this for a few years now. They're at this level. They can run. Do you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's mental, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. There'll have been a hell of a lot of adrenaline going into that one. They'll have all been pumped up for it.
Everyone knew this was a 6-pointer.
And worried about the expectation, like you're saying, the atmosphere of the crowd, the pressure. It takes its toll on you, doesn't it?
I'm just so glad we didn't go behind, Smarty.
Like a cup final. You what?
Just so glad we didn't go behind, because it would have been horrendous. It just would have been a cauldron of hate.
If we'd have gone behind first, I think we wouldn't have been having a different conversation here now.
Me too.
You're right.
I don't think we'd come back from it.
Smart defensively today. Do you think we looked tighter with Ayling at right back and Llorente back in? I thought Llorente played quite well today.
Yeah, I think he did.
He did.
There were a couple of little scuffles around, weren't there, including Ayling as well. But I think from a centre back point of view, I still think Cooper's probably I mean, it'd be hard to tell between who you drop out of Struijk and Llorente, but Cooper comes in for me. But given them lads that are on there now...
Sorry, hang on. What was that?
Yep,
He did just say that, Jay. He did just say that, Jay.
Fuck's sake, man. You've changed, Smarty.
If you go back to well into last season, I changed my opinion then.
Yeah, but we can't let it go.
I know you're usually behind fair bit and all that sort of stuff. You want to get yourself
touche, mate. Touche.
But no, I think they were pretty solid. I still think we need more of a bigger voice at back. But at the moment, when teams are breaking at us, when we're under attack, I don't shit myself instantly. And even against Villa, it wasn't as bad as when we were playing against City or Scum or Liverpool, and I just think, oh fucking, here we go, we're going to concede here. But yeah, hopefully we can take that into Wolves and the rest of the season. We just do look a bit more solid, a lot more composed throughout the team. I think.
That, yeah, and definitely with Ayling at right back as well. He offers so much more, not just defensively, but going forward as well. I mean, there was a couple of times. He got round the back of that little scummer left back. What's his name? I forget his name anyway. And he just
on loan.
What's it called?
I know what you mean. I can't
anyway,
they were getting some shit off crowd, wasn't he?
Brandon.
Brandon bastard.
Williamson, is it? I mean, Brandon Williams.
Yeah, that's it.
Williams.
And he beat him well with the ball just around the outside for either James or Rafinha to latch onto, and he did that a couple of times. And just that additional bit of vision that he gives for you at right back when he's bringing the ball out, a bit more confidence, and that it just adds so much more to us as a squad. I mean, albeit Firpo didn't play, so we had Dallas at left back as well. So quite a few benefits there, really.
Who's Ilian Meslier?
Ilian Meslier.
Carl? Ilian.
Ilian.
You don't even know his name.
Mr.
Lillian?
Lillian Mellier.
You leave him alone, all right? You leave him alone. You know he can't.
Along with his murals.
You know he can't pronounce it properly. Leave him alone.
God. Michael Brown, last season, certain players played better in lockdown without the crowds, like Harrison Bamford, as their stats showed. I think that's a bit of an harsh critique, that, because at the end of the day, we didn't have nowhere near as many injuries as we have done this year.
It's hard to compare Bamford's stats last season when he had
completely different.
Yeah.
Bamford was injured last year. You know, he's
only played, 6 games.
I think.
I bet your neighbours hate you. You know.
No, there's nobody living next door. They haven't moved in yet. It's all good.
Just his neighbours.
Why do you have to be like this?
I think just moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
I also think that, I mean, all right, we've got the Wolves game to get past, but I also think the international break comes at a good point. We're not going to, so, you know, the players coming back in, it gives them a little bit of extra time to get that bit of additional fitness, but it also gives him an opportunity to work with the squad in a way that he wouldn't have had up to that point. I think that's quite a big deal for him. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how that impacts it. I mean, you guys know where my head was at before this game. You know, I was in a position where I thought we were down. I really did. And, you know, it's still going to be tough. The job's nowhere near done. We can't, you know, if Burnley win their games in hand, they're above us. So, you know, there's still work to be done.
Play City next,
and it's a big if, though. It's a big if, though.
It is. Yeah, of course it is. It's a massive if.
To suggest that they will win it. You know, they're fucking shit. You know.
But how big is it going at that break off a win compared to if we'd lost? Do you know what I mean?
We're not going into it yet, Jay. We've got another game before the break, mate.
Yeah, but that don't count because we probably won't fucking get out of that. We knew that. You know what I mean?
We could lose, we could win, we could draw. It doesn't matter, does it? But,
I think as a squad, as a club, as fans, we needed today more than anything, didn't we? As that additional belief, that kick up the arse. That, like you say, Matt, we were down yesterday when we, you know, in the group. Well, we were good as down, and then we go and put a real shift in. It lifted the fans. The crowd. I mean, obviously, I watched on telly because I'm a. But the crowd were absolutely immense on telly today. Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Honestly,
it was really good.
It was banging, and you could hear it. You couldn't hear Norwich, which you can't even hear Norwich at Norwich, so that didn't really make much difference. But the crowd really got behind them in comparison to Thursday. You know, they sort of let it go through the wash, and today was almost a new start, and that was off the back of the players jumping the fucking gun at that first whistle.
Apparently, they had a bit of a heart
United's
to heart.
Simon Johnson there, though. You don't want to see Firpo.
He's not like Simon Johnson to wade in on a player, is it? Horrible man. Horrible man.
On the thing, though, with the Norwich fans, they fucking hell, they were silent for 80 minutes or 85 minutes there. They fucking fired up, didn't they? On 90th minute for about 90 seconds and fucking shut up again when we scored. Bastards.
Could you hear that, Luke, on telly?
Not really. You couldn't hear a lot of Norwich even when they'd scored, to be fair. To be fair, I was too busy smashing my house up, so I couldn't really hear anything.
When they scored, they were chanting, "You're going down with the Norwich," and you're not singing anymore. And they got halfway through the chant, and then we went up other end and scored.
It was fucking glorious, wasn't it? It was glorious.
There's just something
we
about...
never get those.
There's something about that scenario when you're getting shit off them and you go and fucking score and you turn around and they're just going, oh, fuck.
100%.
Just the icing on cake.
It was like the whole day.
It was like the 2-2 against Scum, wasn't it? It's like the 2-2.
Yeah.
It's similar,
24 seconds or whatever it was.
But yeah, look, it was a fucking great feeling. And as I said before, the best thing for us to come out today will be the confidence around the ground and for Jesse Marsh to get his first win. And like you say, Matt, 2 weeks or whatever it is we've got now as a squad couldn't have come at a better time when we got a new coaching team in. I just think everything is looking optimistic for us. I want to say, I don't want to say too positive, but optimistic when we look at the run-ins and the teams we've got that each of those bottom 5 or 6 have all got to play. I mean, we've only got Brentford are only 4 points on us, and we've got.
Do we have a game? I
think I don't know.
We've played a game more.
We've played a game more, but I think they play somebody. Yeah, I think no, we've played the same amount as Brentford. Oh no, we played more today. Yeah, after today. Yeah, sorry. Right. But I think they're only 4 in front, and we played them.
Sorry, no, Brentford. No. We're on same games as Brentford.
But don't forget we've got to play them as well. Last game of the season, so they're not out of it yet. There's a lot of teams still in the mixer that could potentially fuck up towards the end of the season, and things are looking. I don't want to jump. I don't want to get too far ahead. But if I was, I'm an optimist, so I think that things are looking a little bit better than obviously.
So you're an optimist.
We're a little bit optimistic. I'm basically the opposite of Jay.
How many do we need to win to get into playoffs?
Playoffs?
What? That's just like engraved into my brain. Is that how many points are we away from playoffs? Fucking one of lads I was sat with today. And he says, how many points are we off? We were up, lads. I went, shut up, you cabbage.
The answer's 20.
Don't even fucking start with that, pal.
The answer's 20.
Just shut up.
What's 20?
That's how many points we are off Europe.
Oh, really?
How many points are we on now then from today?
26.
26. I think this season, we stay up on 33.
35, I think.
33, 34.
I mean, our goal difference is really an issue.
We need another point based on the goal difference.
Watford won, but so did we, and that kept us 4 points ahead of them. So that's
but Everton lost, and that's massive.
Everton lost, that's huge. But they've got 3 games.
But for Watford, that's a psychological blow for them because they're going to be like, "Well, we won our game, we beat a decent side, and fuck me, we still can't catch Leeds up."
We've got Watford to play as well. That's another 6-pointer.
And Southampton.
Big time.
Saints, Brentford. There's some. Hey, look, it's not. The season's not over. As I said yesterday, we've still got about a quarter of the season left to play, and there's a lot to go. And anything could happen. We've got arguably, the most influential player or players of our team coming back, the club captain and England's player of the season coming back. Whereas some teams have. I mean, you look at Burnley; they've got no fucking centre backs left. Yeah. So
we're from.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
right. Si Johnson's ruined that. Thanks for that, Si.
We can't get him to say out in WhatsApp group, and he pops up, starts.
Here he is. Oh, he's Mr. Showbiz, isn't he? He just wants to go live for the masses.
Mr. Showbiz Johnson.
But as 8-Ball Ali was saying before that, Everton have a really bad run-in, so they have the worst one out of all the bottom teams.
Yeah, and they've got a lot more games. I know people are saying these games in hand, but these games in hand have got to be played in a short amount of time.
It doesn't fucking matter if they're against top teams, does it?
Everton are still in the cup as well.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
they won't be for long. Not how we.
I have
mean,
maintained for the last couple of months. The best thing that happened to us last season was missing out on that Europa fucking Conference League. Because if we'd have ended up in that, we'd be bottom now with them extra.
We might have spent a bit more money then.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see it, mate. Can't see it.
We'd have had Rodrigo De Paul and Cunha playing for us, wouldn't we?
Get fucked. Would we? Fuck?
Nearly a beer at me nose then.
What actual signings of quality players? Fuck me, man. Cy Johnson is out to curse us all, isn't he?
What do you?
To be fair, Simon did give a good prediction today. Wasn't it 5-0 or 5-1 or something like
that? 4-1, I think it went.
4-1. It went far off.
I went 4-0, mate.
Yeah, it went 4-1.
Did anybody get it right, Gilly, today? Just before, I know it's not main point.
No, every single person got 1 point.
How did they?
Fuck's sake.
Yay! That put Smarty on double figures.
Fucking get in, lad. What a day. What a fucking day.
What a day.
Fucking hell, man. What a day.
What a day. Oh God, where do we go from here? If you were to look into the auto tiers, what do we think to that then? And the comments, I don't know if you've seen the comments circulating on Twitter about Angus saying that, I don't know about this, he's in well, I can't remember, something about his demise or whatever, that he will be staying around. He's not going anywhere. What do we think to this?
I think if you look at Auto and the wider team, they've stuck their head above the parapet. They've sacked God, and we loved him. And nobody, regardless of your thoughts on it, the way that it was done and the fact that we didn't get to say bye to him properly and all of that stuff that went along with it, they've really hung their hat on bringing somebody in that's going to have the impact that's going to keep us up. And if we're in a position where you think of the amount of pressure that they put on themselves, the relief that they will feel, you think of the relief that we felt as a fan. But you think, they would have needed Jason, wouldn't they? They would have needed their security detail.
Yeah. Don't think Jason's doing security for them anytime soon. Fucking hell.
So just imagine the relief that would have washed over him at the point that ball went in.
I reckon Rads would have needed an escort out today if we'd lost that game. I tell you.
I reckon that's the point I just made.
People turned on him last time, didn't they?
He'd have been long.
I have a little bit of sympathy for Orta and not so much Rads. I don't think, because obviously it's his call. Anything that happens is he's got the final call. Victor Orta, whilst it's claimed that he's a passion merchant, I don't think you can make yourself cry based on a football result. I think they're genuine.
Unless you punch yourself in balls.
I think you punch everyone in balls.
Not I can reach.
No, I headbutt him in balls, Luke. I headbutt him in balls.
He's a kinky fucker and all,
Is what?
He's a kinky fucker. That's what I like.
That's right.
But look, Victor Orta is given a job to do at the start of every season, and he's given. When he first came, it was to bring quantity and over quality. Then it was a bit of quality with a little bit of money, and he can only do that. He can't sign the players. He's not physically allowed to go out and sign these players. He didn't sack Bielsa, albeit we've heard rumours that it was his idea to.
That's something to do with it.
Yeah, but we can only go on Chinese whispers, can't we? None of us are connected at the club well enough to understand and actually, have a real understanding of what really goes on there.
I know what you're saying. He's not signing checks, is he?
So I've got a little bit of sympathy. I think that's probably because I'm a little bit cynical and I don't believe everything that I read on Twitter. But also because it generally does mean a lot to him, and even Rafinha and Rodrigo. I don't know if you've seen the picture of them hugging after the game. You've got Leeds United becomes part of your life. You can't help that. If you were playing for Brentford, or I could understand, or a fucking nobody club like Norwich, I could understand that. But Leeds become, as Bielsa said, it becomes part of your DNA. And whether you like it,
you could see that today, what it meant to everyone.
You could.
To everyone.
Every single person, Bamford coming over, and
Yeah,
Geldhart and Phillips. The picture, if you've seen that as well online, of those two.
Yeah, that was
what
brilliant.
a great picture. But
I always maintain when you go to your first Leeds game, when you walk in there, you're a different person when you walk out again. It changes you. It does something to it. Gets in your DNA.
Did you used to be taller when you went in there first time?
Yeah, or a big lad.
I wish I was big.
It changed.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a taller.
He went to the machine, didn't he, off big and put a fucking penny in and said, I wish I was small.
Mate, I must have put a fucking fake penny in because I got fucked. I got fucking sent the other way, mate. Bastard.
Bless you.
Gypsy fucking curse.
They've made a prequel called Small.
It's about me. Hey, lad that I took to the game with today was shorter than I was. That's the only reason I brought him, so people can see.
But yeah, look, ultimately, the job's not done. And whilst it was great seeing all the players smiling and emotional and Victor emotional as well, we all knew how much that game meant today. And we couldn't have done it any more difficult, could we? And I can't wait to watch it.
One thing I do want to pull up.
Is that before or after I've finished speaking, Jay?
Mate, you've said your bit, we're all fucking recycled garbage. That fucking I'm joking, I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
Finish, mate. I finished. Sorry, I was only kidding.
It was just that. No,
carry on your interruption.
I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. It was not fucking on purpose. But that tweet this morning by that fucking random weird account where he'd retweeted Rad saying about how he'd bought into the club as a business investment, and they were trying to slate him about it. And it was like, hang about, like somebody from another country buys into a football club, and do you expect it not to be a business investment? I mean, somebody with no ties to the area.
Are you just reading mine and Luke's tweets now, you or what?
No, we're
talking about recycled garbage a minute ago.
We're like this, me and Luke now. Don't listen to him. He'll tell you all sorts, but we're best buds. But, somebody from another country don't buy into a football club for good of his fucking health, does he? So you can't slate the bloke and say, oh, he doesn't fucking care about this club like we do. Of course he fucking don't. He's a foreign investor. Exactly. Yeah. What are you expecting from a fucking guy? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, great point, mate. But what the fuck's that going to do with Norwich?
Hey, listen, it were today. So it's
right, I tell you what.
You're a guest on this. Get off.
There's the bottom of the table. Pick your three.
Oh Christ!
Who are we starting with? Smarty, you've not had a lot to say. Go on, you go first.
I know I keep getting cut off and interrupted about 20 people. Do you know what, lads? I'm going to go with bottom three as they are. I think Watford, Burnley, Norwich. I think maybe Everton might get in there for Watford. I'm not sure, but yeah. I think.
Do you think Watford would get out if Everton drop in?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Is that games played?
Games played on left and points on right.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
So the thing I keep coming back to is that Burnley are perennial survivors.
Yeah.
They're just the shit every season, but they don't get relegated.
Yeah.
I don't think Burnley have ever been in a position this bad. No. I don't think they've ever been.
They've been where we are, haven't they? Like
yeah. I don't think I can disagree. I don't think the bottom three will finish in those positions, but I think I think it takes some for any of those bottom three now to pick up some steam and get out from where they are. But
safe to say Norwich are down, you'd think, wouldn't you?
I'd say Norwich are definitely down. I mean, Watford getting a result the way today at Saints is a tough one, isn't it? You know, I still think Brentford will be dragged into it. If I'm honest with you, played the same amount of games as us. The players on the last day of the season. That we beat them. That's a point between us and Brentford. So yeah, I'll stick with Smart. I'm going to go the bottom three.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to speak this time?
Oh Christ! Can't fucking usually get you to stop, so you might as well carry on.
I don't fucking speak all these days. I'm having my time today. Anyway, I'm going Everton, Watford, and Norwich purely because, like Gilly says, Burnley, they're good at this. They know what they're doing. This is their fucking wheelhouse. This is what they do. So,
what about you, Gilly? If we'd have asked you yesterday, would your answer have been different?
He's back.
Yeah,
he's fucking back.
Brentford easy free.
Elsie, what you doing to us here?
Killing us.
I would like to see Brentford and Everton get relegated, along with Norwich. I would like to see that. I don't think they'll both drop in, but as I say, I think Burnley, they're the one that I think could make a difference. As you say, though, they're struggling for centre backs. I think they'll have one that's at least on a one match, if not 3 match suspension, because he got a red card. But I don't know the circumstances of it. So I don't if it were 2 yellows.
Foul.
Right, so that might be 2 then.
Professional foul. I'm not sure, mate. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure somebody will know stats if he was here.
Yeah, so I guess from their perspective, they're struggling for defenders. He's not going to help them at all.
Next as well.
So so they might well get battered, and that then puts them in a position where how do you come back from that? And then you're going into the international break having been battered. That's but you tend not to see them getting smashed all over on a regular basis. But I hope City do. But I would like to see Thomas Frank's Brentford get relegated and Fat Frank's Everton go along with them.
It would be the cherry on the cake, wouldn't it? Really,
be delicious, wouldn't it?
I'm hoping by the time we play Chelsea, they're down tools.
But we're in a position where we're saying Brentford are kind of they're not safe. Well, they're 4 points ahead of us off same games with a better goal difference. Yeah. So that tells you, we're not in a position where we're safe by any stretch.
No.
I've just noticed Norwich's goal difference. Fuck me, it's worse than that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I thought we've only beaten them 2-1 twice.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But no, unless you chaps have got anything else to add to that one, it's been a lengthy B&C tonight. I didn't think it'd go on this long.
I just noticed Ty Johnson has had more to drink than I have.
Go on, Luke.
Just one thing: if anybody is free on Thursday evening, we will mention this again on Tuesday night. But Thursday evening, where we're hosting a joint event with Pundit Games down at Galaccio in Leeds. On what street's that street? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't actually know.
It's back.
Google Maps.
It's back something street. I've forgotten what it is. It's near the hospital and that. And yeah, you're more than welcome to come along and have a couple of beers with us. I think the first beer's free if you come along.
It's on Great George Street.
Great George Street. And we'll be there from I think probably about 7 o'clock. Is that right, Jay? Do you know what timings are?
I'm going to have to double check, mate. I ain't got a clue. I've had about fucking 16 beers today. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah,
so I'll put it all out
we'll put it all on Twitter. Yeah, there'll be a few of us there anyway.
I will update with some official stuff.
Yeah, good. Make sure you got them for Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday's pod, you will have us 4 gentlemen. Weirdly. 8:15. Make sure you're there.
All 4 of us.
I just had a quick look then. I thought who's on Tuesday, and it's us 4 gentlemen.
Well, don't worry, lads. I won't speak on Tuesday.
You'll be fucking muted. You'll speak when you're spoken to. So yeah, unless anyone else has got anything to say, chaps.
Let's fucking have them.
We'll see you Tuesday. Take care.